Okay, a bit of a hot mess this afternoon. I am all over the map when it comes to trying to figure this out. Hi, we're starting early today, so we get to it an extra bonus minute of the Godly Trading half hour. I'm thinking of making the Godly Trading hour on Fridays, just so I can answer live questions from everybody. I have a little more time. Talk about that specifically today. This idea of having enough time in your trading, and what that can mean for you. By the way, yes, we're starting early, so let me just get the intro out of the way. Hi, I'm Pepper. This is the Godly Trading Hour. And let's dive into the topic of the day, starting with the verse of the day. So here it is. This is my favorite. That's not it. I love that one. Hebrews 11:1 is my favorite trading verse out there. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen." And what we're going to talk about today is how do you get that evidence? I love the way that the writer of Hebrews describes faith as almost something tangible. You have 5 pounds of faith. I love the way he describes that, but it's the evidence of things that not seen. And that's counterintuitive, right? How do you have evidence of something that you haven't seen yet? My interpretation of this specifically in trading is this is you proving your system and yourself. Those two elements to any trader. They need to be able to have a system that works. Prove that through back testing. They need to have themselves developed as the trader that can make that system work. And prove that through forward testing, through live testing. That's what we're going to talk about today. One of the things that you have all seen me do here live is miss something, miss some trades, miss some setups. Um, I'm going to show you here in just a second. Prime example. I took 3 losses today that I did not need to take because I was in a hurry. I wasn't focusing. I was all over the map trying to show all of you different things that you can do. So today is the first trading day of March. And so I am making a commitment to you, making a commitment to myself, to God, that I am going to focus. I'm going to slow down and focus so all of you can see it. And we're going to recreate the Jericho challenge from last year. Some of you were with me back then, and that was in April. Which is to trade one thing, one strategy, one market, one time frame. We're not doing that specific. Um, we're not doing that level of detail in this, but We are going to focus on one thing. And so I'm going to focus this entire month of March on just during this half hour, just trading Frank. Um, and to show you that, hey, not only does it work, not only is it, can you do it in a few minutes, but that it can be translated into any kind of style. So I'm going to do it on the daily chart. I'm also going to show you some trades I took today on that, on the 4-hour chart, to show that it does work. So you say, Pepper, well, I thought you were a daily chart only trader. My purpose is to allocate a certain amount of time every day to trading and not let it bleed over to the rest of my life, because trading can do that. And it doesn't matter when you pick, just pick some time. Say this is it. So without further ado, let me show you the reason I started doing this. By the way, if you're joining us late, we went early, a little early because of some issues. And so I'm taking the challenge. I'm committing to just doing one thing for all of March. I'll update you, right? I'll update you on how's Forest doing, those kind of. How's the robot, the Forest algorithm? How is it doing? My morning day trades with Isaac. I'll give you some updates on that. But as far as right here, right now, this procedure, we're going to focus. We're going to develop this. We're going to develop this evidence of things not seen by mastering one thing. And so that's what we're doing right now. Procedure for every day. And everyone needs to have a set plan in place, an executable plan that's got steps 1 through however many. Ideally, probably not more than 10. 5 would be great. Step 1 for me, read the verse of the day. Step 2 for me, check the news. Very important reason I check the news, and I'm going to get to that in just a second. So for the day, we don't have to worry about what's happened so far. So for the week, what do I need to worry about from either trading or from trading Forex? By the way, I'm going to show you. I'm going to trade Frank with some stocks. I'm going to trade both actual stocks and options. So we're going to trade Frank on Forex. We're going to trade Frank buying pure stock. We're going to trade Frank with stock options. And I can show you how Frank could be traded on futures. Anyway, so for all of those out there, what do we have to worry about? Well, I don't worry too much about these kinds of things, CPI and whatnot for the euro, because the euro is not one country. So there's not one CPI to worry about. Aussie has GDP. So if you're a day trader, worry about that a little bit. Wednesday is the day to always watch out for, because that's when the Fed will have an announcement. There isn't one this week. Thursdays or anything to worry about, monetary policy, jobless claims, non-farm productive Friday, just looking if there's anything. Oh, unemployment on Friday. First Friday of the month is generally lots of news happening at 7:30 a.m. Central. So be aware of that if you are day trading on Friday. So there's nothing that I need to worry about. Now, why was I pointing that out? Because let me just show you my account here in CTI firm, where we are trading Frank. And today we had 1, 2, 3 stop losses in a row. So that is 1.5% loss today that I did not need to take. These are all Kiwi pairs. See, NZDC, NZDCHF, NZDCAD. So why am I showing you this? Originally, I had a rule that said I'm not going to trade. I'm not going to have more than a certain percent of my account at risk at any one given time on overall and on per currency. You could, if you're stock trading or if you're trading the indexes, you could say, well, I'm not going to have more than, say, 2% on the NQ and 2% on the S&P. I'm not going to have more than 2% on gold, that kind of a thing. Well, I forgot about that when I was in a hurry and I was trading this for all of you. And I had 4 open trades on the Kiwi pairs. That was twice as many as I needed to have. Also, there was news announcement that I always avoid. But this past let's look at these here. And I'm showing you the reason we do this, the reason we have a slow, methodical plan in place, and we develop this evidence of things not seen. We don't yet know how we're going to trade. We don't yet know how this strategy is going to work. We're going to develop the evidence of this we haven't seen yet, and we're going to stand on it as the substance, the thing beneath our feet. All right, sub in Greek below, and stance, the thing that we're standing on. We're standing on faith as if it's a foundation, because it is. Things hope. So over here with the Euro Kiwi, you'll see down, boing, right here. Wednesday, February the 18th. And you'll see on Kiwi CAD, Wednesday, February the 18th. You'll see Kiwi Swiss, Wednesday, February. What happened Wednesday, February the 18th? Well, in fact, Tuesday, February 17th, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand had an interest rate announcement. My rule has always been, if I am in a trade and I don't want to live through that, my rule is I do not want to hold a trade when that country's currency has an interest rate announcement. So by right, I should have exited that trade on this day. Right here, I should have gotten out. Had I done that, this trade would have been a bare break even, incredibly small win. But I was in a hurry and forgot because I was trying to do too many things. Just being brutally honest with you guys. Same thing on the Kiwi CAD. All right, look where I would have gotten out. Oh, hang on. Not that button. Look where I would have gotten out. I would have gotten out up here. Small win. All right, Kiwi Swiss. I would have gotten out at break even. Kiwi US, I would have gotten out, small win. So I lost 1.5% that in reality should have been more like 0.25% gain. All because I was spread too thin and I was rushing through this. So I'm not doing that. For the month of March, I'm going to focus one thing. For this time right here, I'm going to show you guys nothing but Frank. Like I said, I'll update you on the other ones. But if we're going to trade live, we're going to do this one thing. So let me show you then what's going. Let's go through our pairs. Let's go through our charts. We're going to go through Forex and stocks. The open trades that we currently have. Actually, Aussie CAD looks like it might have. Still in Aussie CAD? Aussie CAD, I'm not. But we had a win today on Aussie CAD. Excuse me, Aussie Swiss. Nope, it's still open. It's almost at its take profit. Well, close to it. Aussie Swiss we've got open. Aussie Yen we've got open. Euro Kiwi we've got open. It's heading back down in our direction, unlike the other Kiwi pairs. And then Aussie Swiss, Aussie Yen, Euro Aussie. All right, so here was a trade I took on the 4-hour chart. Not everybody out there wants to trade the daily chart. That's fine. I have the capacity to trade the 4-hour chart on this. So I took a trade today on the Euro Aussie down here on the 4-hour chart. Let me show you what that looks like. So we had a signal candle right here, as you can see. And I took it before the candle was closed because that's what I had the time for. It's not ideal because what would have happened if price had reversed on me and gone all the way back up here? I would have been in a trade that didn't have a signal on it. But I entered here and 1-to-1 trade, and we are 2/3 of the way to our first take profit. So I'm just going to show you this strategy and show you how simple this is to scan. All we are looking for are these red triangles or these green triangles. That's it. I'm not a slave to my indicators. I know exactly how this strategy works. I've already proven it to myself how this strategy works. So now I use indicators as just quick reference guide. So let's just scan through. I'm going to do this like this fast. And all you're looking for, boom, there was one yesterday. Now, there's a question. If you put your entry here, would you have been triggered? Maybe. We're having trouble streaming to Facebook. Okay, well, we're streaming to YouTube's good. Scanning through, looking for, well, I'm already in this trade, so there's your signal, but my goodness, this one's going to be difficult to trade because of how big it is. Nothing. Actually, that one should be um, an entry because this is an engulfing candle. Things aren't always 100%, right? This is an engulfing candle. It opened below, and it's a bullish engulfing candle. This is the signal right here. I don't know why it's not showing up on my indicator, but it's not. So Aussie yen is a signal right now. We're going to keep going through here. We got a signal here on Aussie Kiwi. The candle is really large, and I am not going to trade that one because of how large that candle is. And a lot of that will happen if you've got a big news event like a war. You'll have these big candles that, frankly, are just non-tradable. Look at that. You can't trade that. That candle is 2 times, 3 times what it should be to be a legitimate signal. Sometimes when that happens, you jump down time frame. Look, here's another one. This is clearly a signal. I don't know why my strategy is not showing it, or my indicator is not showing it, but it is a signal. Engulfing candle. All right. It was your signal. You would have been triggered. You'd be in this trade and you'd be negative. Now, one of the rules that I have in place, if I get in and the very next candle closes against me, I get out. There will be another, that reduces your losses. So if I was in this trade here, I'd be out right now. Scrolling through, looking for more signals, looking for more setups that aren't signals, and not seeing anything yet. I'm going to take anything live. All right, so we're done with that. Now, I'm going to show you this. Just drop down to the 4-hour chart. And I'll do that same thing, but slightly faster. There's you a signal right here. Again, that candle's too big. What does too big mean? I like to use ATR, average true range. How big are the candles normally? You can see what a normal candle looks like. And if this candle is more than twice what a normal candle is, don't try to trade it. It's essentially 2 candles worth. It's already made the move that you were hoping to catch. All right, so we're just going to keep scrolling and scanning for setups here. Oh, there's one that we took. I'll go ahead and make this the right color. Looking for setups on 4-hour chart. Okay, so here's one. This one would not have triggered, which is good. It kept you out of the trade. That's what you want. And I'm fixing to switch over from 4. Oh, here's one here. All right. So 4-hour chart trade. Now, my recommendation for anybody who wants to do this strategy and you're trading Forex, you need to wait an hour. Wait until the spread widens and closes. So for me, it's 3:45 p.m. Central Time. I will wait until 5 p.m. Central Time to send this, because the last thing you want is to have your trade trigger, price reverse on you, and you really shouldn't have been in that trade anyway. But because of how wide the spread got, you got triggered by default, and you shouldn't be. So I would say wait on this. Wait an hour and 15 minutes to send this order to the market. Continuing on here. So it looks like we've got one trade setup, and that is, what is that, pound something? Yeah, here it is. I'm going to put this one in this color so we'll know what it was. All right, now let's switch over to stocks. This is not violating our focus. This is not violating our developing evidence of things not saying. This is showing you how diverse this thing can be. So we're going to go to our stocks. I've already got a list of 20, 25, some number of stocks picked out, random stocks, and we'll go to the daily chart. I like trading stocks on the daily chart. The market closes all night long to do your analysis. If you don't have time to trade during the day, we'll trade stocks on the daily chart because you got all night long to do all your analysis, do all your setups. It's great in that regard. All right, Apple, Amazon, nothing happened on Amazon. Look, you'd have been in this trade, and you might have been out of it already. Here's your signal right here on Caterpillar. So I'm going to make this one that color, and we're going to set our trade up. I don't have to worry about the issue with the worry about the spread widening on this. So the setup is simply enter the high, stop at the low, or the low of the previous day, whichever one of those is lower, and then we're setting the 1-to-1. And I'll have to switch over to my E-Trade account. And tomorrow I'll try my best to have this done today. I'm scrambling. We have our challenge starting tonight. By the way, Mr. Producer, if you put the challenge banner across the bottom of the page here. If you're struggling in your trading and you think my strategy doesn't work or I don't have enough discipline, those are symptoms, but it's not the diagnosis of the problem. Producer may have stepped away from his computer. I will put this across the bottom of the page there. There we go. So if you are at all struggling in what you're doing in trading, consider you got 2 more hours. Actually, if you're going to be in VIP, you got 1 more hour. But general session starts at 6 p.m. Central, and the VIP starts at 5 p.m. Central. So we're going to be talking about this very topic tonight. So here is I'll show you this tomorrow when I have a little bit more time. I'll show you the E-Trade account. I'll set this up, and I'll trade some of these with options. Continuing on, there's a lot of movement today, as one could expect. Look, there's one that happened. This is from Friday's a signal on John Deere. Just continue to scroll through, and this is the beauty of a system like this. It's so dead simple that it takes you all of 3-4 minutes to just click, and you're looking for that sell sign. And we're done. All right, let's look at the indices real quick. Let's look at the ETF versions of it. SPY had a massive gap down today and then a big move up. I actually caught part of this big move up today in our morning day trading futures session. And then we look at the US 30, nothing there. Double triple Qs, nothing there. Gold and silver and oil. Well, oil was a good trade if you could have caught it. So, do you have any questions about what I'm doing here? This is the time. I want to make sure that I leave time for questions about this. I probably will not. I'll say probably. I will not be dropping down to a 4-hour chart on stocks to trade Frank. I will be doing this 4-hour chart on Forex, but just to show you, we did Apple. When was it we did? We did Apple and a couple of others. It was Apple and something and the triple Qs. We did I had it written down, and I don't see it anymore. Yep, I don't see it anymore. But you can see here, this was a 50% win rate. Triple Qs, I think. Oh yeah, this one was an 80% win rate with no entries. But let's just jump down to the 4-hour chart and take a look, just so you can see what would this thing have looked like had we traded the 4-hour chart today. Was there anything down here that we could look at? And you could look at the time frame. Trading is trading. Pick the one that fits your life the best and stick with it. Stick with it until it becomes second nature, and then add something else to it. Jumping down through all the 4-hour. Look at this, by the way. What is this? This is Netflix. Signal, win. Signal, win. Signal, loss. Anything else on here? Signal, probably a win. It would have been close, but I think that one would have been a win, just on the 4-hour chart. So that's Frank. That's my commitment. That I'm going to update you on what's going on the other strategies. I've got YouTube videos on all of them, right? I've got a YouTube video on how I trade my own personal Bob strategy that I invented out of thin air and tested. I've got a YouTube video on that, and I can show you how Bob is doing. We've got so many videos on how Forest works. Today, Forest's, the EA had an interesting day. It almost had, oh my goodness, look at the euro pound. So I had to stop I had a break-even stop loss on euro pound, FYI. So I hit my first take profit, moved my stop loss to break even. And this massive candle, I don't care about because sure, I'm out at break even. I made a few bucks on that one, covered my expenses, and I'm okay with that. Aussie yen, I hit my first take profit the other day, and it's just been sort of going sideways since then. Kiwi yen is trying to climb back up again. Over here on the Forest EA today on gold, this was my exit right here. So price came all the way up. I was up like, well, it was $500, so it was $250 per leg. I was up to within just a few points of my take profit, and you see what happened. Price just fell off the cliff and stopped me out. Those are the kind of things that can ruin your day if you let it. But don't let it. It's okay. By the way, this one's operating on a prop firm. I will probably talk about DarwinX, the prop firm, at some point. Go into a little bit further detail. I love DarwinX because of the freedom that it allows. But those are the trades for the day. I did look at, and someone asked me about day trading, Frank. I looked at it, and the downside to doing a video, a live trading room on, say, the 5-minute chart is there's just not enough signals. It would be a really boring video. You're sitting here watching me every 5 minutes, click through all the charts trying to find the signals. I would highly recommend you try. I did one of these tests on the 15-minute chart, and it came out looking great. But anyway, that's it for today. Again, my commitment is for March, we're going to simplify. We're going to slow things down. I'm going to update you on various things, but we're going to focus on this one strategy. We're going to use two different markets, Forex and stocks. We're going to trade those both directly and with options, but we're still just doing one thing. We're just trading one strategy and trading it in one simple way. You get in at the extent, your stop loss is at the other extent, right? High or low, and you're 1-to-1. It's dead simple. If you're struggling with consistency, pick one thing and go out and trade it nonstop, nothing else, for one solid month. And then look back and you understand your purpose is not money. Your purpose is consistency, which leads to confidence. And then you can go out and do anything. Go conquer the world. All right, guys, we're going to cut it short a little bit today. With that, I will see you all tomorrow.